Hi guys, Darth Deuce is here with another Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch action figure review. Today taking a look at the 6-inch Dryden Voss figure from Solo, A Star Wars Story. I was happy when they announced this figure and happy when it got released. Dryden Voss is a pretty cool character from Solo, and I also really like Solo as a film. It's a really cool film, and I kind of hate that it underperformed and we might not be getting more side stories anytime soon, which kind of sucks. But we've got Dryden Voss here, so let's take a look. He is from a relatively recent wave of the Black Series, I think a couple waves ago now. He's been readily available on at least Amazon Canada, and I found him at EB Games not that long ago. But I haven't seen him really in any big retail stores. The Black Series distribution has been really whack around here, which is unfortunate. But I really like the Dryden Voss design. He's got that sort of classy crime lord look going on, with the sort of dress pants and the dress shiny shoes and the dress coat robe thingy that he wears. It's kind of weird, but it looks cool, so hey. Paul Bettany is also an awesome actor. And we get a pretty cool Paul Bettany, face printed head here, which I think looks pretty cool. Maybe not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close. So I like that a lot. The hair on him is really nice. It's blonde, but they got a black wash through it to bring out the details, which I think looks really cool. The eyes look really good. He's got this little metal thing on his head there, which I think is stitching together a scar of some sort. And he's got his alien markings on his face, which is really cool. And the really cool feature of this figure is if you put him in a cold environment, I guess, in a spot where it's reduced temperature, the face markings will actually turn red, like they do in the film when he changes moods or whatever. They go red, so that's really cool. But they still look really cool when they're not like this, and this is how they'll probably be most time, unless for some reason you display your figures in a really cold spot. The rest of the figure's pretty good. Not a whole lot of different colors going on, but what is there is painted really nicely. And molded really nicely. He's got that high collar, looks good. The black looks good. On his arm here, he's got his wrist communicator. I think that's what that is. Sculpt on, which is really cool. And he's also got his Crimson Dawn ring for activating his desk, which is also really cool. And there's nothing on that arm. As you can see, he does have his coat thing. You could take this off if you wanted to. It literally just rests on the shoulder over here. This is attached to the coat, and then you could just slip it off his arm if you really wanted to, and it wouldn't look weird because the sleeves, it's one of the few spots where the sleeves, are part of the undersuit, so hey. But you can do that. This is made of a pliable material, so it moves out of the way easily for articulation. And he's got the pants, which have a nicely molded, sort of almost pinstripe sculpt on it, which is really cool. And the glossy black boots. Not a whole lot to talk about. It's not exactly like the most interesting design or anything like that, but it's executed really well to how he looks in the film, and I really like having a crime boss in 6-inch Black Series form. He goes well with the bounty hunters and all that jazz. And also being one of the main villains of the film is also important. In terms of articulation, you've got that new sort of double ball joint in the neck, so you can pivot really well, up decently, down decently, rotation. Gives a lot of good expression. Ball hinges at the shoulders, which move good. Single hinges at the elbow, which move just a bit past 9 degrees, which is pretty good for what you need Dryden to do. You got hinges at the wrist. They go up and down like this, which is nice. Or at least this one does. This one goes in and out. I kind of wish they both did that, but it's okay. He's a torso joint. You can crunch forward, crunch back, although it looks a little ugly. You can pivot it, and you can rotate it. Hinges at the hips move out quite far, actually. I never actually tested that before. That goes out quite far. Kick out pretty much all the way. Sole cut the thigh. Double hinges at the knees, which move really well. Like really well. But the knee will look a little awkward if you do that. And then you have, I think there's rotation at the boot. Hinge, which doesn't move up too far because of the sculpt. Actually moves down a decent amount. And then pivots really well. So Dryden's actually got some pretty good articulation, which is really awesome. Aside from accessories, for his accessories, he doesn't come with a ton of stuff. He just comes with his 2 weapons, which we've seen him in the film with, which are his little knife thingies. I don't know what these are called. They have like little energy parts to the blades, and that's kind of sort of replicated with this really, really dim red paint on the blades. It's a nice attempt, but doesn't really get the look completely across. But these are really cool. They're pretty simple, but the gold is nice. You got the red. Looks really nice. And you can grip them really well. Just wrap his fingers around. And wrap his fingers around, if I can get them in there. There we go. And wrap his fingers around, and there you have Dryden Voss with his weapons. So that is really cool. And then last but not least, I just want to talk about his, do a slight quick comparison real quick, because Dryden's a really tall. I think Paul Bettany is a really tall person, and so Dryden Voss is also pretty tall. Just with a average 6-inch Black Series figure, I'd say Boba Fett fits the bill pretty well. And it's a little hard to tell on my camera and at the angle, but Dryden stands decently taller. Not too crazy or anything. It's not too crazy, but as you can see, he's definitely taller than Boba Fett. And he's closer to the height of Darth Vader, which is actually pretty interesting. But it kind of adds to his sort of imposing look, which I really like. Overall, Dryden Voss is actually a really good figure. He's really solid. An essential part of the Black Series collection? No, but if you have been buying the Solo figures, and if you're collecting the Solo figures, or you just like your scum and villainy style characters, then I'd highly recommend picking up Dryden Voss. He's really cool. Definitely won't disappoint for your Solo display or your Criminals display. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.